On May the 18th, 2012, in West Bloomfield, Michigan, 17-year-old Jonathan Hoffman called 911 pleading to emergency responders for help. As the teenager frantically gasped for air, he told dispatch that he had been shot by his grandmother. The scared teen admitted that he was likely going to die.
911, what's your emergency?
Well, I've just been shot.
What? Who?
I've just been shot.
Where are you at?
My grandma shopping. I'm gonna die. No.
All he could think about was getting help. His grandmother, Sandra Layne, ended up shooting at Hoffman 10 times, and he was struck by a total of 6 rounds. Hoffman would die from his injuries while waiting for medical personnel. Before we begin this episode, we would like to share our deepest condolences to the family and friends of Jonathan Hoffman. This teen's life was taken away too soon. We are sorry that all of his loved ones have had to go through such a tragedy. Jonathan Hoffman was living with his grandparents at the time of his murder. His parents divorced when he was in elementary school, but they chose to live near each other so they could both parent the children together. It was very important to them that they remained close by so that the kids would have both parents in their lives. Each year, the family would take trips together to Arizona. They loved Arizona. It always felt like home, and they loved it so much that they ended up eventually relocating from Michigan to Arizona. Jonathan moved with him, but was absolutely miserable with the new arrangement. He kept on thinking about his home back in Michigan, and he missed his parents. Shortly after their move, his sister Jessica was diagnosed with a brain tumor. Understandably, all of his parents' attention became focused on their daughter. She had to go to lots of therapy sessions, hospital stays, and doctor visits. It was a time-consuming process, and Jessica needed her parents. Jonathan's father, Michael, admitted that Jonathan wasn't getting a lot of attention. Jonathan pushed to go back to Michigan in order to finish up school with his friends. His father didn't want him to go because he felt like they should stay together as a family, but his mother supported the move. Michael really didn't like his mother-in-law and really thought it would be better for Jonathan to stay. However, his ex-wife made the ultimate decision to have Jonathan move in with his grandmother. His mom felt like Jonathan would do better if he was able to graduate with his friends and in a familiar environment. Sandra Layne, Jonathan's grandmother, was 74 years old when she agreed to have the teen live with her so he could finish his final year. In the end, the situation would prove to be fatal. Jonathan didn't appear to have any drug or alcohol addictions while living in Arizona, according to Michael. However, in Michigan, Jonathan got into trouble using drugs. He was arrested for drug possession and was hospitalized after using mushrooms. Michael said that he was too busy going to hospital stays and therapy sessions with his daughter so that he wasn't able to go and visit his son in the hospital. He was unable to return to Michigan to make sure that Jonathan was okay. This decision to not visit his son would be under a lot of scrutiny from the police once news broke about his death. When Jonathan was released from the hospital after his overdose, he was placed on probation and had many rules that he needed to follow. One of those rules was that he couldn't be on any type of drugs or consume alcohol. Although he had strict rules, he didn't follow them. He continued to smoke weed regularly, and there was even synthetic marijuana found in his system on the day of his death. According to his grandmother, Sandra Layne, on May the 12th, 2012, Jonathan approached her and said that he needed money and a car. He told Layne that he was afraid that he was going to fail probation and get sent to jail, so he wanted to run away. In order to get out of town, he needed a car and money, but Layne refused to provide him with what he had asked for. Once she said no, Layne thought that he would be aggressive, so she went to get her gun. She said she got the weapon because she knew that he was going to hurt her. In her account, she felt like her life was in danger, and that is why she shot at him. Layne ended up shooting at him 10 times, and she was able to make contact 6 of those shots. In the chilling 911 call, Jonathan tells dispatch that he's sitting down with at least 1 bullet wound in his chest. He repeats the word help.
Where were you shot at? Where are you shot? Your chest?
While the woman on the other line reassures him that help is on the way. She tells him to keep on breathing because she can tell that he might be struggling to get air into his lungs. About 2 minutes into the phone call with 911, Jonathan goes quiet. The woman begins begging him to respond and tells him to keep on talking to her so that she knows that he's okay. Dispatch is lost as to what to do and feels helpless as they try to make contact with the teen. After about 40 seconds of silence, Jonathan comes back on the phone and tells them that he was shot again. He begins saying, "Ow, ow, ow," and he pleads for help. The boy is clearly in so much pain and just needs help, but the police have not arrived yet. Throughout the phone call, there is periodic incoherent yelling. Jonathan dies while on the phone.
Sir,
Hello?
are you there?
I got shot again. Oh,
You got shot again. Are they still there?
Something came over.
Are they there?
Oh, yes. Please help. Oh.
When police arrived, Layne exited the home with her hands up in the air and told the police officers that she had shot her grandson. She was so open about the shooting because she was certain that she wouldn't be convicted because it would be self-defense. Layne was subsequently arrested for the death of her grandson and was charged with murder. In court, Layne admitted that she was afraid of her grandson and his friends. She felt like he was extremely dangerous and he was going to harm her in some way. However, there were no signs of anything physical happening to Layne, nor was there proof that Jonathan was ever physically abusive towards her. Layne claimed that she was so afraid of her grandson that in April 2012, 1 month before the killing, she went and purchased a handgun. She then even went to the range to practice shooting so she could protect herself if she needed to use her gun. Fred Layne, her husband, aged 78, struggled with the verdict. He began crying as he learned that his wife would spend more than a decade in prison. His wife was a former teacher, mother of 5, and a grandmother of 9, including Jonathan Hoffman and his younger sister, Jessica. Jonathan's mother said that she knows that her son is in heaven, but heaven will not be somewhere that her mother will be going. Michael, Jonathan's dad, said that Layne was really controlling. He said that she had always been a thorn in his side. Ever since the verdict, many people have gone out of their way to judge the parents for their role in the death of their son. Many people claimed that the parents had a troubled kid and just threw him away to their elderly mom. Michael has shared multiple times that people should not be judging him or his family. It is important that people need to stop judging this family. It's heartbreaking that they have to deal with so much negativity while trying to work through so much trauma. This was truly a tragic event, and we are sorry that Jonathan's father and mother have to deal with the loss of their son. Thank you for watching our channel. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe and watch our next video.